to Bari-Chatz with Nina
and Pam
of Bari-Bestiez.
Whether you're pre-op, post-op, or somewhere in between,
We are here to support you with honest conversations, expert insights, and a whole lot of love.
from mindset to meal prep, stalls to success stories, no topic is off the table.
Pull up a seat at the Besties table. Let's reclaim our health, rewrite our stories, and rise together.
This is your journey, and we are in it every step of the way.
While we are not medical professionals, we offer valuable insights drawn from our personal experience and professional education to support our besties.
Remember, we are stronger together. So this is Nina, my bestie.
Hey guys.
So Nina, tell us a little bit about your journey.
So I was 48 years old when I actually made the commitment in April to have bariatric sleeve surgery. A lot of things kind of brought me to that. One of them being the fact that I've been dieting since I was 13. I literally was 120 pounds at age 13 and ridiculed in middle school, and it was a bad time, but it never went away. Went through a really rough time at home, ended up moving in with my grandparents, which was probably one of the best things that ever happened to me. And my grandfather was a foodie. My grandfather was also 600 pounds. And while an amazing people, nutrition was definitely not something that I learned from them. Everything else I learned from them, but not nutrition. And
it was that generation.
It really was. It really was. And so I will say that food has always been my go-to for stress, happiness, partying, having fun, celebrating. Food was in everything that I ever did. So I never really learned about the right way to eat, even though I've done Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, Atkins, injections, all of the things that you can think of. I've done it all. I've had nutritionists, I've had trainers, kit and caboodle. I've done it all. But ultimately it came down to when I was at my son's wedding in 2022, and I could barely breathe walking down with him or walking down to the venue, doing the dance with him, the mother-son dance. It was brutal. It was hard, and I was so miserable. And I think everybody could see it on my face. I can't hide. My face is one of those faces that tells it all.
A day that was supposed to be very special, and you were supposed to shine as the mother, the groom.
Yeah, I could see how miserable I was. But my husband had also gained weight with me because how I ate is how he ate, and he shouldn't have had to deal with that, unfortunately. But he's been wonderful. The type of surgery I had was sleeve surgery, and again, it was August of 2022. I was 48 years old. I'm now 51, so it's almost 3 years out. And my goal weight, I'm just trying to think, my goal weight that I'd like to get to, originally, I didn't have a weight. I had a size.
Right.
So I went from a 4X, a 26, woman's 26. I'm currently in a size 12, very comfortable size 12. My lowest weight has been 196 pounds, and I am currently at 202. And it's okay to have that. Now, I did have a little
fluctuate.
You're going to fluctuate, but I have had regain a little bit here and there. My goal weight ultimately is about 175.
So you said you had a goal size. What was your goal?
12.
12.
And I'm in that. So I've actually met my goal. My first goal has been met. My second goal is just because I'm so close to that 200 point, and I think it's a mental thing for me that when I look at the scale, when I hit Wonderland, it was amazing. It was like, finally, after all these years, I'm in Wonderland.
It's been a long time since we've seen those ones.
Exactly. So the fact that I'm just over Wonderland, 202, I know it's just a couple pounds, but it's about me. It's a me thing. It's a mental thing for me. So I'm like, okay, let me get down. And 175, I feel like I'll have gotten tighter in some places that I really like to. At 50 years old, I'm not planning to wear a bikini. I'm not planning to run a marathon. I would like to exercise more and get more fit. I want to feel good in shorts. I want to not care that I've got, a sleeveless top on. And I want to shine because I feel like I've been hiding all these years. I've been hiding.
You do shine.
Aw.
You do shine.
I feel like I've been hiding behind my hair and my clothes all these years, that I'm ready just to burst out and say, This is the new me.
This is Nina.
So Pam, what about you?
Well, my journey, let's see. Oh my goodness. I was not overweight as a child. My weight started when after I had my first child. I was 27 years old when I had my first baby, and I had a C-section. I was always very active. I was very strict with my diet. I was constantly on the go. I had that C-section. My world changed. I started just working and surviving, and I started eating my feelings. I had my relationship with my son's father did not make it, and I started just stress eating, and I think that's where my weight started just kind of blooming. And my highest weight was 364, and I did have a goal weight. I still do. My goal weight is 150, and today I'm at 209. My lowest has been 188, and that was only for like maybe 2 weeks. But I stayed right at about 195 to 199 for the longest time. I have had a little bit of regain. I have started losing the weight again. But ultimately, I was just, I was a food addict, and I still am. It's something that won't go away. I had a stroke in 2020, and that's how I come about finding Dr. Halmy at Mary Washington Weight Loss Center.
By the way, we met at Mary Washington. Thank you, Dr. Halmy.
Yes. My neurologist noticed that I had put on extra weight since my stroke. I had gained an additional 50, 60 pounds. So he asked me, have you ever thought about having weight loss surgery? And I was, no, I can do it on my own, and he said to me, well, you haven't.
I mean,
I needed that tough love.
Yes.
So I was like, well, okay, I'll talk to him. And I had the initial call in July of 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2021. And that was it. Dr. Halmy he was so caring, and he just made you feel so comfortable. I didn't feel judged. He made me feel that he had the answer, mm-hmm. and that this was a good choice for me. And I had surgery on March 23rd, 2022, and I am a little over 3 years post-op. I'm doing well.
So Pam, let's talk about how we met.
Oh, that's a good one.
So I remember, I feel like this is it's like a little kid in a candy store. I remember us being on the New Year's Eve 5K that was hosted by our hospital, our medical staff. And
that was our first support group.
That was our first time. Yes, our first support group that we ever had was actually by our medical staff, which was amazing. They do a great job. That first year, they actually do an amazing job of support. But so we were at the 5K, and I got there. Pam had already started, and so when she was starting to walk, I came up behind her. I'm like, will you walk? Do you mind if I walk with you? She has this beautiful smile, as you can see. She radiates enthusiasm, and she is a big supporter. I'm going to tell you what, if I hadn't had her, I'm not sure I would have made it to my goal.
You would have.
Well, I broke my back, and things, went out of whack for a couple months, but that day we just walked and talked. What do you remember from that day?
I remember you were terrified of
mm-hmm.
your journey. We talked a lot about our weight as far as how we became obese.
Mm-hmm.
And I am am I 6 months?
6 months.
I'm 6 months. So I was 6 months post-op.
At that time.
Mm-hmm. And you had just had surgery.
You actually more than, because it was New Year's Eve, so you were 9 months.
So I was
3 months.
Yeah, you were 3 months.
Yeah.
So I remember you talking about how afraid you were about regaining. Mm-hmm. That was the first thing you talked about, was regaining, and you were 3 months post-op.
Yeah, I was terrified because it's the one thing I think I carried from the beginning mm-hmm. that never really went away. It was the fear of regain. Yes. And I remember just feeling like a kid in a candy shop going, will you be my friend? you know. And then we kept doing 5Ks, and we
Yes.
started building more of a relationship. And then as we continued on and we hit about
a year and a half.
About a year and a half, we
Yes.
realized we needed additional support. While our, again, medical staff did an amazing job, we felt we just needed a little bit more. So we had a little group of people that we had met at the hospital, and we just started doing once a week. We'd meet and talk. It was a chit chat, it was online.
We would do that 3 laps, which was a 5K.
Yes.
Every Saturday.
Every Saturday. And then we decided to break out and start doing a Facebook support group.
We wanted more. It started out, we wanted more for Nina and Pam.
Yes.
We had no clue what was going to happen.
We had no idea how much we would be helping others.
We were excited, like, what if we get like 50 people?
And now we're at almost 4,500. Oh my gosh. And it's international. We are just we're just so thankful that we've been able to be on this journey and to do this.
And we just came back from JBY, and you came back from
BME. So if you guys don't know what JBY and BME, why don't you tell them a little bit about JBY?
Just Be You, and that was created by OSLP, and it's just celebrating everyone that's out there to support the bariatric community, the content creators, the podcasts. All of these pages, like Nina and Pam started with Bari-Bestiez, it was just such a great honor. And it's, you have so many walks of life in that room, and it's 3 fun-filled days of just nothing but talking about your journey and connecting.
Would you suggest anyone that, no matter where they are on their journey, would you suggest that they go to an OSLP, a JBY event?
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
I promise you won't be alone. We were actually nominated in our first year. What was our nomination?
It was for Ageless Inspiration, supporting the 40-plus age group in bariatrics.
Absolutely. And we had only been not even a year as Bari-Besties. So it was such an amazing opportunity.
Just being nominated and being in that category with those 4 other groups, it was
we have made lifelong friends from the people at JBY. And for those of you that were there, hi. We love you guys, and we will hopefully have you on our podcast.
Hi, Joy.
Hi, Joy. She's like one of our favorites. And, we've met so many people. I mean, one thing I will say about BME that is different from JBY. JBY is an award ceremony, but also a time that you get to know other people that are on the same path as you, that are supporting others. But BME, which is the Beautiful Mind event hosted by Pop Recovery, the one thing I liked about that is that they are all about connecting patients to medical staff. And that is really their role in this, whether it be mental health, plastics for skin removal, actually getting your bariatric surgeon, or just learning about.
It's educational.
It's very educational. Yes. I think I broke out a little bit more. I actually did karaoke.
Yes,
I did it twice. And girls, ladies, gentlemen, I did like a virgin on 80s night. That was bang.
It was good.
But to be honest, it was an opportunity, and we have grown, I think, leaps and bounds above what we ever imagined. And so, Pam has gotten her certification in nutrition. I am working on my life coach certification. Hope to have that completed soon. And we're just going to continue to bring content to our people, our community, and we hope that you'll join us on this journey.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
To piggyback on the back to the 5K, how we met. You were asking me what I remember most about that day. I remember you talking about friendships. How you'd never really had a true friend.
A true friend.
And I immediately knew that you were terrified in that moment already of me being one of those people that hurt you.
Never fake.
Yes, you were very, you had walls up. I have watched those walls crumble over the last year and a half. And, but yeah, that's one of the things I remember is that you did not know what it was like to have a friend that really valued you for the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah. I had fair weather friends. I had people that used me for what I could provide them. I had family members that did the same, and I didn't know. The only love I ever truly knew was my grandparents, my son, and my husband. And I'm very thankful to have, and then Pam comes along, and now she's in my top 5. And I have my granddaughters. She thinks she's number 1, but she's pretty damn close. I can tell you if my husband goes away, she's next in line. But, you know, the one thing I want to ask you also is, on your journey, what has been one of the things that you've had to deal with that has been life-changing, altering?
Wow. Honestly, something tied to my journey, or just anything?
And how you dealt with it, because
losing my mom.
Yeah.
I lost my mom August 1st.
Of last year.
Yes. So we're coming up on a year. Her birthday is next Saturday.
Next Saturday, yeah.
And that was when I had my regain, because I went into a depression. I started eating. I stopped caring about me. I was angry. I didn't realize I was angry. I didn't realize how angry I really was. And I don't know who I'm angry at. I'm not mad at my mom. I'm not mad at God. I'm just angry and
at the loss.
And I don't know how to. I'm starting to figure it out, but
it takes a while.
Yeah. I mean, so we're coming up on a year.
Yeah. So how did that affect your journey? Because I know there's probably people listening that have gone through the same thing.
It basically come to a screeching halt. I shut down on you. I shut down on my husband. I shut down on my job. I changed jobs right in the middle of it. I stopped caring about anything. I didn't know what to do. I just wanted to sit in a dark room and eat, and just, I didn't want to think. I didn't want to feel.
You wanted to be numb.
I wanted to be numb.
And food is one of those things.
And you wouldn't let me.
I would not. I actually broke into her house, pretty much. I called her husband. I said, I'm coming. Open the door. I said, she needs a hug, whether she wants it or not. And
you made me start walking again.
I did.
Yes.
Yep. So, you know, regardless of what you're going through, and it can be one of the worst days of your life, lean on your besties. Lean on people that understand your journey, because those that don't understand your journey are going to say, it's okay to eat the food.
No, it's not.
It's not, because then on top of the grief or whatever you're going through, you're then going to have the disdain for yourself. You're going to give yourself a really hard time. You may have regain. You may have stalls. And you're going to get mad at yourself on top of what else you have going on. So don't try to find another outlet, is what I'm saying.
I had to rewrite my whys.
Yes.
Completely.
I love that. So can you give us an example?
Yes, because now before it was, I want to look great in clothes, I want to be active, I want to get noticed, I want to, it was all about the look. And now it's, I know what it feels like to lose your mom. So now I want to live not just for me, I want to live for my boys. I have 2 amazing, strong, grown men who are my babies, and I don't want them to feel the loss of mom at an early age. I was very blessed. At 55 years old is when I lost my mom. My mom was 77, and I still have some good years left to me, and those years will not happen if I don't take care of my health. If I don't continue on this journey and fight for Pam, then I'm of no use to my boys. I'm going to end up going right back into the same place I was 3 years ago.
So now that you've kind of come out of that immediate shock and depression from your mom passing, I know it's still going to hurt. It's one of those things that never changes. But what do you find that helps you heal or helps you to deal with those days versus where you used to go to food?
movement helps me. Talking to you, spending time with family, and putting other people on, I don't know how to say it, on blast. Like, I don't allow others to make me feel bad enough to turn to food anymore. I guess the best way to say it, I used to.
You don't give them the power.
Yes, I don't give, there you go. I don't give anyone power over me anymore. And sometimes it's hard. You have to take a step away from someone who really is important to you. But if they value you like you think they do, or the way you value them, you'll work it out.
And as Pam and I have navigated Bari-Bestiez, we have also navigated our friendship. And I've had to learn some things about her and how to be the right kind of friend, and not just a Bari-Bestie, to be the supportive person that she needs outside of Bari-Bestiez.
Because those are two separate people.
Pam and I, we have done a really good job, especially I say in the last 6 months, of separating our relationship, our friendship, and Bari-Bestiez, because we have our Bari-Bestiez life, but we also have the Pam and Nina life.
Yes, which is complete opposite.
And let me tell you, it's fun. We are some of the silliest people you will ever meet. If those of you that have met us at these events, the JBY and the BME, you know how crazy we are.
Yes. We care a lot about each other.
Oh my gosh, I talked all about her. Everybody's like, I've got to meet this Pam. She couldn't make it because she had to work. I'm like, here she is. So how did we create Bari-Bestiez?
You know what's funny is I was just thinking about our first video. I think we did like 32 takes.
Yes.
We met at the same place we always did our 5Ks. And we used a cell phone, and we were just standing in the middle of this park.
It was in the fall.
Yeah, and it was
early winter. It was early winter because it was February when we started. Or late winter, excuse me.
And we just kind of started talking, and we found out that we do our best when we don't have that script. We're not trying to perfect it. We just talk as Nina and Pam. But I remember I was listening to that. I pedaled back and listened to that video the other day, and I'm like, oh my goodness, we were like babies. We had no clue what we were about to embark on.
No.
Yeah.
And we get a lot of people that are like, well, you don't have any knowledge in this. How do we deal with people like that?
We have the best knowledge.
Yeah. Because
we are living the life.
We're living the life.
Yes, we've been through it all.
Yeah. We have been through it. We have made wonderful connections with vitamin companies and supplement companies and other medical professionals. And I want to say that the one thing about Bari-Bestiez is you'll always get the truth, whether it's good or bad.
And we do our research. We don't put anything out there just because we think it. We dig deep.
Yes.
We look through several different forums for our information. We speak to our bariatric doctors and our support. Everyone on this journey has a physician. You have a primary care, and you have your bariatric doctor. That's where you go to for that medical side of things. If you need love and support and community, that's what we're here for.
Absolutely.
Or a new recipe.
Or new recipes, but also one of the things Bari-Bestiez is known for, we have Bari-Chatz, which we've now taken to podcasts like this. We have a once a month get together in our groups. We also do Bari-Buddies. Our Bari-Buddies program is where we will pair other bariatric patients on the same journey.
No one else does.
And no, not as like us.
And we have our guest speaker.
We have a guest speaker that comes in once a month. We are already lined up through the end of the year.
And Nina works hard on that.
It's my pleasure to bring people that are going to help you guys and answer questions. And we try to make sure it's people that are very knowledgeable in their field, and that they're going to bring support and new information to help you on your journey.
So what are some of the guest speakers we've had? Tell a little bit about
Well, we have to talk about our ProCare, because ProCare Health is, first off, Pam and I both use ProCare Health for all of our supplements.
We love it.
But what's amazing about them, their cost, they're easy to take, And we have Brenda Hain, I think is how she says it. But Brenda has joined us twice already. She's also been at JBY and BME. So we've gotten to know her on a personal level, and it's been just an amazing journey with her. We've also had Rob DeMidio of Busy Bariatrics. He focuses on the body, on, of course, good nutrition going in, but a lot about movement and exercise and bodybuilding, not bodybuilding, but getting your movement.
Toning up,
that's the word. Using weights. I'm not great at using weights, but I'm starting to get there. We've also had Kristen Lloyd, Dr. Kristen Lloyd of Bariatric Mindset, who is a therapist. We've had Nourish, Lucia from Nourish. Lucia was our guest speaker in March, and she was she now works for Nourish, but originally she was our nutritionist at Mary Washington. And we have really enjoyed the relationship we have built with her along the years. We have also had, I'm trying to make sure I don't forget anybody. I think that's it so far.
And we have had a few interviews. We've been on a few amazing podcasts.
We were interviewed by OSLP with Kelly and Mel at the time. We have been interviewed by Mary Washington. And most recently with We Are Losing It. If you guys get a chance, check them out. They are hilarious and they have great information.
Yes.
One of them is a bariatric patient, the other is not. So it's wonderful to see the different paths that they've taken on their journey.
And both are successful.
They've been very successful. One of them is a baker. And let me tell you, if you can be a baker on this journey.
And look like she does.
She's amazing. So, why is Bari-Bestiez different than anybody else out there? One thing I'd like to say is because we're patients, helping other patients. What is something that you would say?
I think we are just... we're a little bit raw. We're out there. If especially we cater to that 40+ community.
We do.
If you are the empty nest syndrome, if you the perimenopause, menopause, whatever you are, we're your girls.
And just to tell you a little bit, we do. We talked about Bari-Chatz, which is what we are doing here. We talked about Bari-Bestiez. We also have side chats on our page. So if you're in our Facebook group, you're getting daily support. So if you join our Facebook group, which is at Bari-Bestiez, exactly like this, all of our other social media has no hyphen. It's just the way, yep. And remember, we're the Z. Z for zesty, because we're very zesty. I guess the big thing about us is that we're going to give you the truth, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. You're just going to get the honesty from us.
And we also welcome anyone from
whatever path.
Journey. You do not have to be a bariatric surgery patient.
Right.
Bariatrics.
Yes. Please explain that.
Beyond.
Yes.
Bariatrics is not just bariatric surgery. If you are on a weight loss journey, you are trying to improve your health, lose weight, whatever your journey is, you are a bariatric patient.
Yes.
Okay. And you are welcome in our community. It doesn't matter if you are
surgical or non-surgical.
Yes. Or female or male. We welcome men in our group.
Yes.
And
we also welcome GLP-1s. I'm a GLP-1 user now. As I'm getting to my closest to my goal weight, I needed a little bit of more help. 3 years out, I needed the kick. So I'm currently a Wegovy, and so we'll talk about that some as well. So I guess you could say we come from all walks of life. The one thing I'd love to show you guys, and I'm going to push the camera out a little bit, so we apologize for those that are watching. I want to show Pam and I are 5 pounds apart, and we're very different in how we look. Okay? And why we bring this up is because every journey is different. All right? Well, we're going to do our best with this, so hold on one second. All right? Pam, you are more pear-shaped, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Got the booty.
Yes, where I am more square. I'm very square.
Now let's turn sideways.
Okay, but we are 5 pounds apart, but we have very different bodies. And I think one of the things that hurts people on this journey, and we'll sit back down, is they compare. What do they say? Comparison is the thief of joy. It truly is, because it makes you feel like you're not doing enough when you don't look the same. So if I could give anyone a single piece of advice on this journey, do not compare. Pam and I have learned not to compare each other. I've had a paniculectomy because I had, extra skin that needed to be removed. She's still working on her loss, and when she gets there, are you scheduled?
I'm scheduled for December 23rd.
Right at Christmas. Oh my goodness, I guess we're having Christmas at your house.
Merry Christmas to Pam.
New Year's Eve will be at your place. But, that's the other thing we want to talk about is that, while we're going to talk about a lot of things over the next 100
rest of our life.
Yes, the rest of our life. So our goal is to have our videos to be between 20 and 45 minutes so that we don't take up too much of your time. They will go out each week on Tuesdays. What are some content ideas that you think we're going to be talking about that would help bring them in?
I definitely want to talk about mindset. That's where I want to start, because if your mindset is not in check, if you do not have the right thought process for your journey, you will fail. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I had a regain,
and it was because my mind wasn't right.
It's you can hit the protein goals, you can drink that water, you can do all of the nutrition, but if you are not getting out there and moving, and you are not taking care of yourself emotionally, emotions take over your journey if you will let it, and I'm proof of that.
So we're just trying to give you a bunch of little tidbits with us today to let you know what we're about and what we're planning to do in the future. Each month we're going to try to have at least a special guest speaker on our Bari-Chatz, and we'll continue to do that. And I think that's great because it gives you different perspectives, different information. Some people might be gastric sleeve, some people might be bariatric, Roux and Rye, or Sadie. There's so many different things.
What is the new one?
Oh, ESG. If you haven't heard of that, it's esophageal. Non-surgical. It is a procedure. We're going to talk about that. There are so many different ways of having it, but as we said, as Pam said a little bit earlier, bariatric is the weight loss. It's just the weight loss. It's the journey of it, regardless of how you're getting there. And nothing is the easy way. That's the one thing we're going to teach you guys, is that you're going to hear people say, oh, you took the easy way out. Well, let me explain to you. There's nothing easy about this. Whether you're using GLP-1s, whether you're just on a weight loss journey, or if you've had surgery. It's not easy, no matter what you do. And for those that say it, do not know what it's like to be in your shoes.
That's right. And don't let them faze you. Give yourself grace. And when someone says something about being the easy way out, I just chalk it up to ignorance. And sometimes I'm in the mood to educate them. I do that very well.
She's very good.
Sometimes I don't, and I just may walk away.
It just depends
Leave you
on
in your ignorance.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, we're going to focus on movement, mindset, healthy recipes, motivation, friendship. Friendship is big. If you have to have, whether it's a spouse, a sibling, a parent, a neighbor, someone else on the journey, a coworker, you have to have your person. And we're lucky we have our amazing husbands who we have put through the ringer, and then we have our friendship. Plus we have our children and our families.
And, I'm a grandma. My husband's son had 2 beautiful girls, so I have grandchildren, and hopefully in the future that's going to be in Pam's, just not too soon. But anyway, we're going to go through the ups and the downs. We're going to talk about life as a bariatric patient, but also not just, and when we say bariatrics, remember, it's not just the surgery, because we're so far out now from the surgery that we are just really considered.
We're just bariatrics.
We're just bariatrics,
We have the tool to use.
Absolutely. And we're going to talk to people that are just starting their journey and talk about, what their concerns are. We're going to revisit our concerns from the beginning. So you're going to get a lot from us over the time that we're doing this. I mean, gosh knows, we just started doing this a year ago, and we've gotten as big as we have on Facebook. Now we're hitting all these other social media platforms. And really what it's about is bringing you content that's going to help you on your journey.
Yes. And sometimes it's just for fun too. It's just chit-chatting sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's very educational. We have just dipped our toe in the water.
Absolutely. So if there's ever something you want us to talk about, just ping us below. Let us know.
Absolutely.
Send us a message. You'll get a lot of support through our Facebook group. That's where you're going to actually get daily information.
Mm-hmm.
We actually have themes for each day of the week. Monday is Motivational Monday. Tuesday we have 2 items. Tasty Tuesday, which is recipes, but also Transformation Tuesday.
Yes.
Talking about your journey and how you've transformed from the beginning to where you are today.
And then we have Wellness Wednesday, which is one of my favorites.
Yep. And we have Thankful Thursday and Thirsty Thursday because we give water recipes. Pam's really good at that. And why we say thankful is because on this journey we forget to be thankful sometimes. Mm-hmm. We're so in a rush of, I've got to get to this next weight loss. I need to lose some more weight. We need to be thankful that I've lost 164 pounds and I am very healthy right now. And I'm more healthy than I was 2 years, 3 years ago. I would be in a very different life right now if I'd stayed there.
I don't think I would be here.
You were headed that way. And they told me I probably in 10 years wouldn't be here.
I couldn't walk to my mailbox, which is maybe 50 feet from my house, without pain. And now I can run a mile. I can
and it's amazing.
We've done a 10K.
Mm-hmm.
Almost.
Oh, we forgot to tell them.
Yes, we did the 13 point, what is it? The half marathon.
Yeah. But we also do berry hikes.
Yes.
And now that the weather is good, we're going to pick those back up.
Mm-hmm.
So that means if you're in the Virginia area and you're willing to come up to the Fredericksburg-Stafford area, we'll probably do that. We need to pick which Saturday we're going to do it. We need to start it back up. So there's a lot of stuff that we do, and there's a lot of stuff that we're going to bring you guys, but we are very open to suggestions, or if you guys want to be interviewed, we'd love to have you on here.
We love interviewing our besties.
We do, especially if you have a Bari-Bestie, as in a Bari buddy. We'd love to talk and how that's helping you out during your journey. It's just about the journey and learning along the way. Every single person's journey is completely different.
And you all matter.
And everyone matters. I do not care who you are, where you come from, what you've been through. You matter, and we're going to make sure that you get what you need.
We want to hear your story. We want to hear about it.
Yes. Absolutely. I think every person's story needs to be heard because it matters in this world. We're rushing through life so fast. Mm-hmm. Everything's a now, an immediate gratification. And, it's hard to be a weight loss patient, someone on a weight loss journey.
And our journeys are completely different.
Completely. I broke my back a couple months after I had my surgery, and I almost stopped losing weight, but Pam, she kicked it into my butt, and here I am.
Yes, and I was in the gym 7 days a week.
And I didn't exercise.
And you had a broken back.
I couldn't exercise.
I lost 164 pounds, and you lost 154 pounds, wasn't it?
You lost 174.
I lost 174.
I lost 164.
You lost 164. I lost 174.
But she started 20 pounds heavier than I, but we have literally been neck and neck on our weight loss. But again, you can't compare yourself to someone else because their body's different, their chemical makeup is different, their DNA is different, what they're dealing with in their life, their physical issues are different.
And I'm 5 years older.
Yeah, she's the old lady in this relationship. Yes, so we're gonna go into this with open eyes and open arms, and we just hope you'll join us on this journey. So guys, thank you for your time today. I know we rambled on a little bit, but we wanted you to get to know us a little better. So we'll talk soon, guys. Thanks for tuning in to Bari-Chatz with Nina
and Pam, a Bari-Besties. We loved having you here with us today.
Don't forget to connect with us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and anywhere podcasts are available.
So stay strong.
Stay inspired.
Remember, your journey is yours to reclaim.
Catch you next time, besties.
Join us each Tuesday for a new episode.